start. We're almost ready to drop the distributor in, but before we do, we need to find top dead center on the compression stroke in the #1 cylinder. On a small block Chevy, the #1 cylinder is always the front cylinder on the driver's side. I'll share a little tip with you. When I need to find top dead center, I usually run my finger inside the spark plug hole while I'm rotating the engine. You'll be able to hear the engine as it comes up on the compression stroke. As you approach top dead center, slow down. Now all we have to do is line up the 0 mark on the tab and the balancer.
Now, before you drop in the distributor, make sure you mark the #1 cylinder on the distributor cap and the distributor housing like Chuck's doing, and you'll see why this is important in a minute.
We're ready to drop the distributor in now.
After the gasket, don't forget.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Listen, if a lot of people forget to put the gasket on the bottom of the distributor. If you do, it'll cause a horrendous oil leak. The next step we're going to do is remove the distributor cap. What that does, it allows us to see the rotor button, and we can index it to our #1 position on the distributor. We want to rotate the rotor just a little bit past that mark because it rotates clockwise as it engages the distributor gear drive. Now we're ready to rotate the distributor, make sure the rotor lines up with our #1 mark, and we're indexed.
One of the benefits to using this Excel performance distributor is adjustability, both in the vacuum and mechanical advance. After lining up the marks from the cap to the housing, we install a little carbon brush and a well-lubricated washer. Now we're ready for some wires.
We've chosen these Moroso Blue Max wires. Now they're custom tailored for the small block Chevy, and they have a high temp sleeve.
And what I like about them is they're numbered for easy installation. Why don't you give me that #1?
All right, here's #1 right here.
Okay. And 8.
8. We're turning this small block Chevy into a respectable street performer. But to light off that extra horsepower and torque, we're going to need more spark.
And to help us with that spark, we're adding an HEI supercoil.
Before we can put that coil on there, though, Joe, we need to add this little ground strap. Now, this simply slides right into place there into the distributor cap.
Okay, here you go.
Then we've got tack and battery connections. Real simple deal. They just slide into the holes right alongside of that ground strap. This thing slides right down into place. Now, the nice thing about this HEI supercoil is it also doubles as a spark plug retaining device. All right, 4 screws. Hold it in place.
Oh, boy, we're almost there. And we'll be back to bolt on a high-performance carb right after this. And later in the show, a hot rod parts paradise in Las Vegas. I'm Vic Edelbrock, and I want to show you the greatest breakthrough in technology I've ever seen.
Edelbrock's revolutionary new Performer IAS shocks are unlike anything on the road, providing maximum handling, comfort, and stability. Our patented inertia active system instantly adjusts for the ultimate ride, sports car performance, and luxury car comfort. For more on Edelbrock shocks, call 1-800-FUN-TEAM for a free Edelbrock catalog.
You'll feel the difference with Edelbrock shocks, or I'll give you your money back. You've got my word on it.
Degrees below zero to 475 degrees above. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. New Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
Men, is gray hair sneaking up on you right under your nose?
It is sneaking up on me. Here, too.
You need Just for Men gel. Brush in and in 5 minutes, rinse.
It's the sure thing for a natural look.
Just for Men gel.
475 degrees above zero to 35 degrees below. Nothing outperforms Mobil 1. New Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
Hot Rod TV is brought to you by Restore, manufacturers of innovative automotive products. By Edelbrock, the most respected name in performance, delivers more power for whatever you drive. And by Super Pack, the new electric supercharger delivering power on demand.
Hi, welcome back to the Hot Rod Shop. Well, here's how high performance has gone high tech. We're using this desktop dyno software to get an idea of where we're heading with the small block buildup. Now, Chuck's been entering in all the performance parameters, assuming we add the Holley 750, of course, and, well, headers later on. What's the verdict here, Doc?
In stock condition, small block put out about 200 horsepower, 4,000 RPM.
Yeah.
But with the bolt-ons that we've done so far, we're at about 300 horsepower at 5,000 RPM.
So we've added almost 100 horsepower.
And that's about what we figured.
As long as we get back to work.
Well, let's go.
Well, so far today, we've made the spark to burn the fuel, but when it comes to carbs, now here's where you can make a mistake. Too much or too little.
But we're not going to make that mistake. We've already checked the computer over there. It tells us this 750 about right for our application. Now, we've laid out a couple of Holleys here just to show a few basic design differences. This first one is a 600 CFM vacuum secondary carb. Really a good stock replacement. You can see it's got a single inlet, fuel transfer tube, and side-hung bowls. Now, this 750, this is the piece we're going to use. Look at it. It's just a much racier piece. It's got dual inlets, it's got center-hung floats, and large-capacity dual inlet bowls. Much better piece.
Okay, I'll tell you what. First, though, let's bolt on these valve covers.
Let's do it.
All right.
You know, a high-performance engine needs to look the part. And we're dressing this baby up with some chrome accessories from Mr. Gasket, including these valve covers and thermostat housing.
Yeah, you know how these water necks are notorious for leaking water? Well, check this out. Built-in O-ring solves that problem. Of course, you always want to put in some fresh plugs. Chuck, I tell you, I love these numbered wires. Makes it easier, doesn't it?
That's a great feature, isn't it? And you know what else? Their spiral core construction, high-tech.
Well, we're heading down the home stretch now, putting on the water pump.
You know, a few more bolts, and we'll be ready to hear this thumper run. Keeping a hot engine cool can be a real problem sometimes, but we're going to take care of it before it even raises its ugly head. We're using an Edelbrock high-flow aluminum water pump. That's going to take care of it. At this point, we've already added a high-performance cam, aluminum intake, and we're getting ready to bolt on the carburetor. Now, this small block is getting ready to be a real heavy breather.
Yeah, but you know what? We got to make sure this mouse is well fed. So I'm going to bolt on this Holley fuel pump. It'll pump 60 gallons an hour, 7.5 PSI. That ought to work.
Hey, look, Joe. No bolts.
Hey, you must be living right, man. Have a gasket.
Thank you. Now we're just about ready for that Holley. Look at the business end of this thing. That's a real performance carburetor. Last bolt. Now, once that carburetor is securely in place, we're going to do one more thing. We're going to move the throttle through its full range. Want to make sure we're not hanging a throttle blade on the inside of that intake manifold.
Okay, I got this fuel line put together. I think she'll work, too.
I see you've added an inline fuel filter, Joe. You know, these things are real inexpensive. Great insurance.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot of trash floating around in your gas tank. You want to make sure that none of it makes its way up into this carburetor.
Well, that just about wraps up our small block buildup. It was easy, affordable, and a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that's what hot rodding's all about. Now remember, always read your manuals and always work in a safe shop environment. And stay with us. When we come back, we'll go to Las Vegas to discover the ultimate in hot rod hardware.
Get a 30% power boost on demand. Higher acceleration and stronger towing with a Super Pack electric supercharger. Super Pack eliminates turbo lag, spooling out up to 4 pounds boost in just 3/100ths of a second. Bolt on instant power to any car, diesel, or cycle engine with a high-speed compressor unit, controller, and bracket kit. Super Pack's warranted for 50,000 miles and costs about half the price of a regular supercharger. Call now for power on demand.
Most gas additives don't stand up to 104 Plus Octane Boost. Octane Boost eliminates hesitation and increases horsepower on the street and off the road. 104 Plus Octane Boost kicks gas. Guaranteed. Take no prisoners. 104 Plus Octane Boost.
It's amazing what you can order by phone these days. Most amazing of all, you can buy car insurance direct from Geico over the phone. You could even save 15% or more. And who couldn't use a little extra money around the house? Geico Direct, a better way to buy car insurance.
Today, TNN Motorsports takes you inside the tracks, the teams. It's the source for all your NASCAR news. Join host Ned Jarrett as he showcases who's making it and what it takes to get there. No one covers it better. Inside NASCAR. Today, 5 Eastern, 4 Central, on the leader in motorsports coverage, TNN Motorsports.
We've got your pit pass.
Hot Rod TV is brought to you by the Home Depot, your exclusive source for Husky tools, and by K&N Filter Chargers, the high-flow filter with the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
You know, one of the exciting things about hot rodding is the ever-changing selection of performance and styling parts that help you individualize your car or truck. Now, every year in Las Vegas, they have this massive show to unveil all the hot new parts and accessories. And they call it SEMA. Now, this event is strictly closed to the public. But guess what? You and I are going to sneak in. Now, this is the place to discover all the new high-performance products before they land in your local speed shop. So what do you say we snoop around and see what's hot here? Guys, over here. Well, looks like the buzz over at the BF Goodrich booth is a new tire called the Comp TA Drag Radio. Now, this is the world's first radial ply that's DOT approved for drag racing.
And what that means basically is that you've got a high-performance street tire day in and day out when you inflate it to street pressures. Take it to the drag strip, drop your pressures, and you've got a competitive product that does everything you ever wanted it to do.
Cool-looking personalized wheels for those tires are everywhere at SEMA. Seems like the demand is high among hot rodders of all types.
They want something that, that they're not going to see, at every corner, every stoplight, they want something that's a little bit different.
Looks like the folks at K&N have come up with something different in their product line. They're famous, of course, for their reusable high-performance air filters. Now they've applied that tech to a new billet fuel filter.
It has a small disc-type filter that's equivalent to 6 inches of filter space, and it can be washed and reused. Now, this filter can be set up that you have a bypass in case you would get a situation where the filter clogged, and it would push on this screen and it would bypass. If you have it set up with this on the other side of the center rib, then it will not bypass. It will just completely close up and shut the car down.
Now, to get a handle on what else is hot at SEMA, well, I decided to tag along with my buddy Jeff Smith, who's executive editor of Hot Rod magazine. Our first stop was the Competition Cams exhibit, where Jeff had spotted a new extreme energy camshaft.
What they've come up with is a new lobe design that enhances acceleration rate and a little more horsepower. In essence, what you do is you generate more lift for less duration. And what you'll generate, especially for street engines, is stronger torque curve and better throttle response and everything without giving up the drivability.
Here at the Edelbrock exhibit, Jeff and I ran into Vic Edelbrock himself, who's pretty excited about his new Performer multi-point EFI system. It converts GM throttle bodies into powerful multi-point fuel injectors.
When they put this on, they gain 25 to 30 horsepower, just changing the manifold. That's it. And we're off to the races.
At SEMA, you can see how hot rodding is going higher tech than ever. With everything from Hypertech's virtual racing to Mr. Gaskett's desktop drag strip. This allows you to see how much benefit you can get from a new high-performance application before you apply it.
The advantage to that is that you don't have to buy the product and put them in order to evaluate whether or not it's a good idea or not.
Well, you need many, many days to see everything here at this aftermarket mecca. By then, you could hear words like cool and awesome in several different languages. And if this look at SEMA is any kind of indicator today, there should be some pretty cool stuff in somebody's garage tomorrow.
Get in on the action. Call now for your free complimentary issue of Hot Rod Magazine. For 50 years, Hot Rod's covered America's passion for everything in the world of high performance. The top street machines, muscle cars, classic rods and customs, plus the ultimate in engine tech. And Hot Rod entertains with the lifestyle, the racing, the personalities, and the events that make rodding hot. Get it all, including that special brand of how-to information that power enthusiasts have relied on for 5 decades. Call now and reserve your free introductory copy of Hot Rod. If you like it, you can order a 12-issue subscription for just $11.97. That's less than $1 a month for the ultimate performance magazine. It's easy. We'll bill you. If you choose not to subscribe, simply mark the bill canceled. You'll owe nothing, and the free copy is yours with our compliments. Get up to speed. Call now for your free copy of Hot Rod Magazine.
All-star MVP Mike Piazza spends 9 innings destroying his hair and 90 seconds bringing it back with Pert Plus. More than a shampoo, it conditions too. How? As you shampoo, the conditioners stay suspended. Then as you rinse, the conditioners go to work, giving you great hair simply. Perfect for Mike, because he wants great hair, but he'd rather be living in it than working on it. Wouldn't you? Pert Plus. Simply great hair. Simply.
I thought quarterbacks were the smart ones.
That's right.
Ooh, he hasn't shaved.
But it hurts.
Another foam shaver. Hey, he didn't know about Edge Pro Gel.
New Edge, Reg?
This is New Edge Pro Gel, and it's a moisturizing formula, so it protects better than the foam.
It doesn't hurt.
Would I let you get hurt?
New Edge Pro Gel. Save your skin.
All right, and now he is beautiful, just like me.
Here's a quick tip. If you've ever been to the drag races and noticed the racers putting little copper washers on the end of their spark plugs, they're looking for a little more horsepower. It's called spark plug indexing, and here's how it works.
Let's use this big block Chevy head to illustrate. On compression, the squish area forces the fuel air charge at supersonic speed against the rear wall of the combustion chamber. Unfortunately, the ground electrode of this spark plug is blocking the flame front, inhibiting the ignition of the fuel air charge. But by using various thickness indexing washers, like these from Jacobs Electronics, the position of the spark plug can be adjusted, or shimmed if you will, so when the plug fires, its spark is unshrouded and completely open to the fresh fuel air charge. Now these indexing washers come in various thicknesses for both flat and tapered seat plugs. For reference, you'll want to mark the open point of the electrode on the outside of the plug so you know where it is. With the heads on, this mark lets you know where the open side of the electrode is, so you can always aim it in the right position. Pretty cool tip.
Typical hot rod ingenuity.
Absolutely. You know, one of the favorite features of our magazine throughout the years has been the photos of readers' rides. And we'd like to do something like that for the TV show. If you have home video of your ride, whether it's a street machine, street rod, truck, whatever, send us a copy of your VHS along with some info about your ride to this address.
And here's what we got for you next time.
Get ready for Project Nitrous. Discover how quick and easy it is to add up to 250 extra horsepower on demand. Then it's off to Georgia for the beauty and the beast of Power Pet. And remember, having fun with cars is what this show is all about. Fire up, Chuck.
Motor Trend Television, next on TNN Motorsports. watching TNN, the Nashville Network, your #1 source for country music, entertainment, and information.